Well, hello everybody. I decided to spend some more money on leather tools that I absolutely need, and so I'm going to go over some of those that I've spent money on. All of these I pretty much bought on sale because otherwise they'd be twice as much. So I'm going to start on this side. Right here we have a normal sewing awl used to make your holes in leather for your stitches. This is a standard sewing awl so that you can hold it in your hand like this and work with your needle in one hand. Not that I know how to do that yet. The next part, I bought two skivers. Skivers they skiv off a portion of leather. So if I had this piece right here, I would take off the corner and make it smooth. So that there is I think a number 3, size 3 beveler. Never mind, it's called an edge beveler. Alright, this is called a skiving tool. It's a French edge skiving tool, and it's kind of like that one, except it has a really wide mouth. See? So you can work at any angle. It's a multi-use tool. Right here we have a edge smoother wood slicker. It's made out of hardwood. It has multiple sizes. You take your leather and you run it through here, depending on what thickness it is, from saddle skirting to like 5-ounce leather or something like that. And that way you can smooth edges. It's very useful on belts. That's how they get those edges so smooth. Let me put that back in there. Then, on my new project, my quiver, I'm going to do a butt joint with the stitching. So I had to buy a sewing awl handle that takes custom needles. So I also bought a needle. Let's see if I can pull it out here. Alright. It is a curved needle so that I can make curved holes. And this is a flat needle, which means I can sharpen it as well. Alright, I got that back in its tube. So that needle, I think the needle is about $4 to $5, but again, with these needles you can use them for an extremely long time, longer than I'll probably have to wear it out. And this is a small handle that has a collet to tighten the various needles. The next two tools were really cool. They would have been much more expensive if I had to buy them not on sale. This right here is a spacer embossing set. Now this particular set comes with a couple wheels. I think it's 5, 7, and 9 stitches per inch. What you do is you run it on a leather, and as you can see, you see those little dots there? The dots in those grooves is where it marked where my stitches are supposed to go, so that way you can get a real even spacing. It comes with 2 other wheels, and this one, I might buy one of them. They make little embossing wheels that are about this size, and they pretty much just push a pattern into the leather, and they're really neat. I'll show you guys once I buy one of the sets. I think they were on sale this month as well. And this one is probably the coolest tool yet. It is a stitch groover set. So it has this little arm here that you can set, and it can take various little bits in it. If you can see there, it has a tiny little hole, and then it has the ugly flat end. But what this does is, you see these nice grooves that I've made here for the stitching? It's so that your stitches can be underneath the top of the leather. That also makes it last longer in a scuffing environment, and it looks much nicer. Ooh, let me demonstrate real quick. Right. Okay. I'm going to use this one. I'm just going to set it a little closer to the edge since I have a couple patterns on there. Tighten it, and it's really, oops, yep, it's really easy to use. You just drag it. And depending on what angle or what, oh, it went out of line, but essentially through the hole comes this little piece and you've just made yourself a groove for stitches. That was a really big one, but again you can control it. I made these really nice small grooves last time. Great. So that's that. It also comes with a flat blade to pretty much just put an indentation or lines for design. You see that? That is just an indentation. It has this flat spoon thing that came with it as well. So this is probably the most expensive tool I bought. I think it's normally in the 30s. I got it for about half of that. And got a couple more things to show you. Just going to set these over here. I bought some more tooling stamps. Currently at Tandy, they've ended up reducing 20% of their stamping stock for stamping tools. These are the ones I was hemming with. Some of these are just a straight up pattern like this one. This is a big flower. I use this thin piece of leather as an example, but for these big ones, you see those flowers? It's better to use it on thicker leather. You can get a prettier shape. So I got that flower. I got this, which is going to be great for border patterns. You see that? If you lace them together, you can make a really neat border pattern. This one, I also liked it very much. There's that one's picture. And here, I already have one of these. I think they're called calf foot or something. Mule foot. That's a mule foot. You can use it in many different ways. This is a giant mule foot. And if you can see, if you use the full impression, you get that sort of design, and then you can link them together. I was just rushing to get those on. And I bought another cedar. I think cedars are cool even though they only have a couple of uses. But again, it made those little dots, and you can always group them together and make really neat designs. So those are the stamping tools I bought. They were only $2.99. Usually they're like $7 a piece. And now for my newest project, I'm going to be doing a quiver. So in order to do the quiver, I'm going to have to do some stitching. So I bought some nylon wax covered thread, black. I bought some harness needles, which are about as good of a strong needle you can use. You can pull them out with pliers on the other end. I'm going to be buying some curved ones for that special stitch that I was telling you about. So that. I bought some strap keeper looks. These are essentially debuckles. So if I'm going to make a strap that goes over the shoulder for the quiver, this is a great way of linking leather together. It extends the life of the joint. I bought a buckle for the strap, and since they do not sell these in any smaller quantities, these are rivets, medium rivets, and these are solid brass. I like having the best stuff. Solid brass will not rust. And they've got a Saturn cover. I think this bag cost me either $8 or $13. I can't remember. But it has, I think, about 100 or so of these in there. They of course have larger bags. This is more than I ever needed, but again, these are mediums, and again, you'll just accumulate things as you get things together. So I'm probably going to have to buy some large ones for some thick ones and some medium ones. And that is pretty much all the new stuff I bought. Way too much money spent, but again, it's kind of addicting to do this hobby. So I am going to now record what my newest project. My newest project is going to be that quiver, and I will video log that for you guys. Thanks for watching.